Are we recording? Come on. Hello my friends and welcome to Open Studio D, and today we're gonna do a small episode. We're gonna talk about only two subjects. Subject number one is my 6 brushes that I use for quick small study work. That's subject number one, and subject number two is a wet carrier, a small box that I use to carry the small canvases. So these are the two subjects that we're going to talk today, so let's get started.
Here we go!
As I mentioned, we're going to talk about, now we're not going to talk about tea, which I really love. This is awesome tea, just hot water, tea bag, and piece of lemon. That's it. I mean, you can add anything you want, but this is what I do. All right, so let's talk about subject. So the subject is very simple. The first one is 6 brushes that I use for my quick study work. And as you know, my quick study work is quick study work, not a small study work. I have only 2 study work. So one is a quick study work and another one is a small study work, which is not really small. I'm not sure why I call it small. It's just next step on a study work. So I do quick study work, and then normally it's a 6x8, no larger than 6x8. So since it's only 6x8, I use only these 6 brushes. To be honest, I use only 3 brushes, but I just added another 3 just in case we just completely covered. It depends on your style of your paintings and how you paint and blah blah blah. But this is what I use. So this basically a small case that I constantly use. It's by Melting/F. Weber company. You can find it on Amazon, and I would recommend just maybe get 2 just in case. If you lose one, I guess sometimes it's really hard to find. But I got this from Amazon. Maybe I will put the link in description. What is inside this kit? So the first one is just a palette knife, 1 palette knife. I normally carry like 3, but for the quick study work, keep in mind, quick study work is just, get on the location, do a sketch, and do no more than 30 minutes study work. So for this, I'm light. I normally take my same bag with me, but it's just light because it's just I want to make sure I'm packing fast. And I don't have to go through the brushes, a lot of brushes. This is all the brushes I have. This is the only palette knife that I have, and this is T15 by Creative Mark. If someone wants to, know, it's just small leaf. I think it's just 1.5 inch size. This is only the palette knife that I use right here. And then 6 brushes. So let's start from the largest one. And the largest one is, let me put this down so I can pull them. So the first one will be number 6 flat, and it's actually long flat, and it's by Rosemary and Company. One of the best, I think it's one of the best brushes in the world. She does a really good job. I just love the brushes. I couldn't find, I was looking for like the substitution to this or replacement, if just in case something happened or we cannot get shipment from England. But I also recommend just maybe order several of these brushes just in case you have it and you didn't have to spend time just go through finding the same brush. So just buy more. So this is the biggest. Size is about 1/2 inch wide. I'm not sure how, maybe a little bit smaller than 6, but flat. And I'll tell you why I'm using flat. So all my brushes are flat, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes I'm using filberts, but flat can become a filbert very easy. And this is the biggest. Now this is the biggest for 6x8. So let me take 6x8. So this is 6x8 panel, and this is the brush so you can see the ratio. So this will be the biggest for this canvas. I wouldn't recommend bigger for this because it will be sloppy. Number 6 is perfect for 6x8. Okay, so this is brush number 1. Brush number 2 will be next on line. Same brand, Rosemary and Company. Same ivory long flat, but this is number 4. So this is number 4. So we're going down for more, maybe more details, or I normally use this, the 50% of all covering is done by number 6, and this when 50% is actually when everything is covered, I will switch to this brush. Sometimes I go to smaller right away, but this is right in the middle. So this is number 4. Okay, this is brush number 2. Brush number 3 is next step down, and same company, same ivory long flat, but this is number 2. So this is number 2, and this is third brush for small details. You may say, oh, the small details and number 2 is big. This is quick study, right? This is quick study work. So you're trying to avoid any details, like every leaves, and then count it like it's 3,546 leaves. Oh, let me start from 1, 2, and so on and so on. It's a quick study work, no more than 30 minutes. Okay. All right. So this is brush number 3. Number 2, flat by Rosemary. All right. So this is 3 brushes that we use, and this is ivory. As you know, you can do research. Ivory is a kind of replacement for bristle, but it's a little bit more softer than bristle. It holds much better paint. When you load, it's just soaking that paint, and it has a little bit sharper edges. And this is the only reason I'm using, instead of the bristle, I'm using this, because I have a little more control over it. All right, this is so this is first 3. Now next 3 is, and you can get them, and this is Utrecht series number 239F, mixed synthetic. All right, this is, so basically how to recognize them. They have this distinguished coloring right next to the brush tip. So I have 2 with orange rings and 1 flat, and flat is a green tip. So let's talk about this. So brush number 1 is flat. It's a flat number 10, number 10, and this is what you read on the brush. It's number 10 Utrecht series 239-F, mixed synthetic. All right, number 10 was orange. Orange means it's flat. It's not as long as my Rosemary brush, but it's very flat. I mean, flat. What I'm talking about. You know what? Let me sip my tea so I can wake up. All right, so orange stands for flat. It's not really long flat, but it's very, very soft. So at the end, if you want to soften something, or maybe some portion you need to make sure that it's soft, just softer brush strokes. That's the reason why. Basically, if I don't need to soften anything, I want to leave as it is, I'm gonna stick with my 3 brushes, ivory brushes. But these 3 brushes in my brush care only just in case, so I don't have to why I didn't take it with me. So number 10 Utrecht series 239F, number 10 flat. That's brush number 4. The same brush, we're stepping down to number 4. So this is brush number 5, but actual number of the brush is number 4. Utrecht series 239-F, mixed synthetic, number 4. Okay, this is brush number 5. Okay, again, the same brush as this brush, but just stepping down in size. So this is number 4. Okay, and the large brush is detail brush, just in case Hey, I understand. I just said, don't do this. Don't count 200, 2,349 leaves. This is just if you, I can show you one, let me show you. So this is a quick study work that I did probably a couple months ago. And as you can see, actually this work was done at the same time. So I was studying the colors, bringing the value of the paintings up. But as you can see, there is a small brush strokes like this, like this. I could have done this brush stroke with this, but this is a soft. When you push it to go actually flat, I need it a little bit smaller. So actually I was using this just to put those small lines like this as a reference for the future. So make sure I won't forget that I need those vertical lines on this side and on this side, and several horizontal lines, just because this painting was required, or this painting required those lines. So I just use this. Sometimes you need just put the dots or something just to it's not often. Rarely I use this brush, to be honest, on a quick study works, but it just in my brush care just in case I need it. That's it. All right, so this will be all. These are the 6 brushes that I use in my quick study work when I go on a trip for studies. And when I normally do studies, I stop maybe at 3-4 locations and do 3-4 studies, sometimes 2. It depends where I'm going or if I can find anything. Okay, but these are the 6 brushes that I take with me on a quick study work. So one more option that you may have is, if you're not working on 6x8, you decided, you know what, 6x8 is I need something bigger because there are some details I want to add. I would recommend stepping up with this brush, and this is number 10, Rosemary and Company long, Ever Flat long. So basically this is the same as this one, basically as number 6 that we in my brush care or brush holder. But I'm stepping up to number, I'm skipping number 8 and I'm going to number 10, and I use this very, very much, or a lot, when I do next stage of small study work, what I call, and I'm not sure why I call it small study, or just next study work, which is when I'm going this size. So this size this is 10 by 20. I thought it was like 8 by 16. This is 10 by 20. So if I'm working on this, I may start with this brush, number 10, so make sure I can cover right away a lot of surface because I have 30 minutes. Same 30 minutes, 6 by 8 or 10 by 20. So just bigger brush, so you're covering bigger space. Your coverage is larger. So this will be the next step, number 10. When I'm working on quick studies, when I go bigger, I have tendency to switch to short handle because I have more control. A long is, when your hand is going to the end, to the tip, which I recommend holding. And actually, let's talk about how holding the brushes. Maybe it's another video. We can squeeze in this, okay? So number 10 for larger formats, how to hold the brushes. Normally, I recommend, or how I hold the brush, somewhere in the middle, most of the time. Then, if I need the lighter touches, I will move my hand to the tip of the brush, right here. So basically, I'm holding like this, at the tip. And this is just for lighter touches. So basically, I'm barely touching, if I move right here, whatever I do, I can control it to make sure I'm not touching, but I may apply it right away, bigger power, I got it, bigger strength, or I will apply more weight. Yeah, that's the right word. I will apply more weight right away. If I holding it at the end, even if I messed up, my brush I have tendency going this way instead of inside and putting a lot of weight on the tip of the brush. So like this. When I start, and I'm holding it right somewhere in the middle, sometimes even closer if I need just to apply a heavy weight on the brush, okay? So I'm holding closer to the tip. And then, but majority of the time, right in the middle, because I can control better. And then if I need the lighter touches, I'll just move my, it just automatically, I just move my hand to the tip of the brush, and I mean the holder, and just, you know, try it. You will see it. And you're not applying a lot of weight, so it just, you know, touches on top of the wet paint. Make sure you're not lifting up the paint below. So you have to do really easy with like really lightweight on the brush. So that's one way of holding the brush for study work, and a lot of times I'm holding actually like this. So if I need to apply, and this is for light touches as well, but this is more for the brush stroke. If I'm doing this or I'm doing this, of course I can hold like this and do this or this or this, but look how my hand is working. It's just too much of work. If I can do this, it's only 2 or 3, but everything is within from 3 to maybe 7 o'clock. That's it. And I normally do this is for light touches, but with more control, so you can apply it and then leave it. So basically, you dip the brush, you put the paint, put a little bit more weight. You won't be able to do it from this side because it's just heavier. And this is more control, and you apply it and then start going, and then you release your brush and then push it down or up or horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, and it will leave that distinguished brush stroke, right? So you will see the lines. Maybe we'll shoot another video just for brushwork. This is basically brushwork. This is how brushwork works. All right, so this is how you handle the brush. This way, here, or right in the middle, but holding it like this. I don't know how to call it. Let's call it teacup grab. Teacup grab. All right, so this is what relates to brushes for quick study work. Now, another item number 2 on our list, or subject number 2 to talk, is wet care. And wet care, there are many wet care brands, companies, and wet cares. There's the panels. I have actually panels right there. I got several, and I'm not using them. Maybe sometimes if I know I have only 2 panels, I know exactly where I'm going. I need only 2 panels. I'm not gonna work on 3 or 4 or on 1. I need to finish 2 boards or panels of boards, my canvas boards. I may grab 1 panel because it's just convenient, but also this is also convenient because it's a small. This is 8 by, I mean 8 meaning the size from here to here is 8, so you can put any canvases, canvas panels or canvas boards in 8. So 6 by 8, 8 by 10, 8 by 10, 8 by 12. You can put 8 by 16 and just, you know, let me open it. 8 by 16 will be just sticking out. That's it. But it's possible. So it will take a total of 6 panels. There's kind of rails on both sides, and you just take 2 panels, canvas facing this way and the canvas facing this way. So basically you put them opposite, so canvas facing this way and canvas facing this way, both together, and just slide them in one single slot. Okay, so just one single slot. Oops, like this. Okay, I completely forgot because I'm using my own panels that I make, and they're 1/4 inch, so they not actually, you cannot squeeze two of them in one slot. That's, I was thinking why I have only 3 panels. That's the reason why. So if you're using something like this, a Centurion or DLX linen panel, or any panels, there is just smaller, right? if we can compare this to this, you can see this is much wider, this is smaller. So if you can take 2, then you can reverse them and you can slide 2 in one slot, and you have 3 slots, so it's total of 6 panels that you can carry inside, right? If you're using something like this on a gator board, and gator board is a 1/4 inch, you can use only 3 panels, and normally this is okay for me. So you basically take one and just slide, drop it inside like this, and when it's wet, you do the same thing. You just take it like this and just, oops, I normally carry like this, and just drop it. They're not touching each other. The only damage you may see is 1/4 inch kind of scratches on both sides. That's it. That's the only damage that this panel will do. And it's sometimes sometimes it's not even doing this. It depends when you were painting, and you may actually leave it and do sketch work just with a pencil. It gives enough time to dry. When you drop it, it's not going to even scratch. Versus when you use those panel carriers, when you have to actually push it inside and put the rubber, rubber pieces around, they will scratch 100%. So that's the reason I like this the most. So the box is by Raymar, well-known company for panels, for wet care panel boxes. I actually use 2 of them. One is 12, number 12, and this is number 8. So 12 is I can put anything by 12, 9 by 12, 12 by 16, and this. So what I have 2 Velcros on the both boxes, and if I'm using only for quick draw, I'll just put this, take this from the box. Let me show you. So basically, this is my 12 by number 12. This is number 12, so you can do 12 by 16 or any other sizes by 12, 12 by 9 by 12, 12 by 16, or whatever. And then this is my number 8, and what I do, I Velcro on one side, Velcro on this. All I have to do is just match it, boom, that's it. And now I can take both of them, and they just stick together, and I have both sizes. I have one larger, and then it's very hard to actually take it apart because of the Velcro. If I need to just use one size, if I do quick study work, I just take my number 8 for 6 by 8 box, and that's it. I'll just attach it to my backpack, or just throw it in my car for quick study work. So highly recommend. We're gonna release our own carriers, but it will be basically the copy of this, which is just a small modification, because the railing inside is too big, and sometimes they're scratching the panels. What we're trying to do is actually build those rails at the end with the angles, so when you drop it, it's actually holding the kind of the edges of the canvas panel, so it's not scratching anything. But this will be designed only for 1/4 inch gator boards. This is the only downside of our panels, but it will be the same materials, everything is the same. Of course, the logo will be different. Okay, so these are the 6 brushes that I take with me on a quick study work. Number 6, number 4, number 2, ivory long flat brushes from Rosemary & Company, and then 3 brushes from Bleek or Utrecht. Actually, the logo on the brushes are Utrecht, if I'm pronouncing it right. And this is number 10 flat, number 4 flat, and number 2 round. Number 2 round. So 6 brushes for quick study work, and wet care. Number 8 or 8 by 6 or 6 by 8, 8 by 12, whatever 8 you can slide. But I'm using it for 6 by 8 because this is my quick study work panel size. All right, those 6 here, 1 here, 7 items that you need to take, plus another 20 items in your backpack for quick study work. All right, this will be all for today. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna shoot probably another video about brushwork. It's very interesting, and this will be on my Patreon site as well, because this is hot topic. Everybody's trying to learn the brushwork, and this is really difficult to explain. You need to actually paint side by side with your instructor to see how how your instructor or artist you adore working with the brushes. But we'll try to cover, or I will try to cover the best way I can possibly to explain it. So if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. A lot of stuff is coming, and hit the like, hit the bell. And also I start talking about my Patreon site. I'm wrapping it up. It will be probably launching at or I will launch it in October, maybe, if I have enough videos, just to support my channel, because it's just growing and growing fast. And thank you very much for this. And a lot of people are asking for instructions, so not just fun reviews and tutorials and demos, but actually kind of instructions so they can learn and blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah, actually learn. So my Patreon site will have several options. One option is just for people who wants to support, because it's growing. I created this channel just for fun, and it's just growing dramatically. So I really appreciate you guys signing up and subscribing. But it's just growing. I need to add some equipment, the cameras and light and so on and so on and so on. So I decided, by recommendation from you guys, to create a Patreon where the people who wants to support, they can donate some I don't know, maybe $5 a month. That will be one option, and another option will be actually for people who wants to study. So this will be more videos with like a lot of explanation how to start painting, and on and on. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. If you already subscribed, thank you very much for supporting my channel and watching my videos and all the likes and comments and everything. So I forgot, there's another announcement, the community chat. I just started. I post something. I think it's for members, but I will do it for public, so we can see all the comments, not by videos, but in general. So this is for all the subscribers. So please respond to that as well. All right, this will be all for today. I'll see you, and if anyone wants to know about Russian tea, let me know. I'll see you next time.